So, of course, today I just feel like I have to say my truth. And irrespective of whatever that happens, first of all, this video is going to piss a lot of people off. This video might not go well with a lot of people, but guess what? It is what it is. Why? Like I said, I'm going to speak my truth today. Before I start, I've already apologized based on the whole Niger language help. People took it out of, but the same platform I posted it, I've tendered my own apology. I'm sure most of you have seen this. Yeah, that's a typical of him. Always throwing shade at me in every given opportunity. It's okay. Take that by faith. But like I said, at this point, I'm done being Mr. Nice Guy. No, I'm not that nice guy again anymore. It's aura for aura. Yes, aura for aura. I'm going to start giving you the same energy. 100. A lot of people start saying, I behave childish. I'm used to it. They will say, this one no get sense. I'm used to it. They will say I'm the troublesome one. I'm used to it. They will call me names. Trust me, I am used to it. Nothing moves me anymore. And the one that I know that will say, he talks too much. Before he said I talk too much, I want you all to watch these videos.
And they knew me. You see, those days, monkey they walk, baboon they would chop. I know they do them again. So I rather they work for myself only. I know they can be singing only me every time. Only me they sing all the song. I know they do again. These days of monkey they walk, baboon they chop. I know do again. All right. I'm beginning to speak up. I'm not speaking up because I want to bring anybody down, but I'm speaking up because the accusation was even more like he sold Psquare catalog. That is his share. The same catalog that I hate saying it, but the same catalog that I produced, I wrote, 99% me, 99%. Yeah, sometimes the fans don't like me saying it. Like I said, I know that I'm saying it now. 99% of the song is me, but I'm still accused of diverting Psquare funds and blah blah blah. I'm sorry, it's same voice, it's same person, it's same thing. The only difference is that you will not see me and we dare to the perform anymore. It's same voice, same me. I know they hide them anymore. Now before they try, because the more they hide, the more they every small thing problem don't come. Just it's music. They bring us together, but my vision is a different vision with somebody else. Okay, so but like I said, I don't want to say much about it. Trust me, I know dance. Sorry, I know they dance. Okay, I'm a musician. I sing. So make sure somebody say please begin dancing again. I know they dance at my age. I don't. All right, I respect my age. We have a song that we do with T.I. You know the song?
Bring it on. Oh yeah, with T.I. What's it called? I keep forgetting the name of that song. Ejajo, yes. Now, yes.
That was when the issue started. Paul, you need to let me start. And the song came out featuring T.I. Till today, I believe it's like 15 years. It's still on 3 million views. Why? Because the content of that song, they did not hear that voice. They did not hear that kind of thing they want to hear. They have something to say. This is not peaceful. You know, as much as I seen peaceful in the video, nothing.
Now, the reason why I say most of you should watch this video. Today is the first time I'm speaking. Maybe I'm used to the type of person that I'm always gonna type. But today I said, let me express myself, What you guys saw just now, this is different days, different outfits coming to pull me down to the media. Of course, my twin brother. And I challenge anybody, including my twin brother. Anybody can provide a video that I try to pull him down, or my brother Jude, or even any member of his family. I challenge anybody that can come up with any video, go online. But at the end of the day, now Peter, they talk too much. These videos you guys watch, you guys don't see them. Yeah. Like I said, today, I see a lot of, I hear a lot of people saying, what exactly happened to this guy that we don't, because most of people don't even know what happened to us. But today I'm going to say it. The reason why I want to say it is because it don't reach me here. At least, I say what I said during my open letter. Jude went live for nearly 2 hours. Paul went live for nearly 2 hours. Mine was just typing to address a certain situation. Now, I'm about to tell you guys what happened. Starting from November 17th, 2021. The so-called reunion. That reunion was a fake reunion. And I will say it. And I'm going to prove that to all of you watching. On Wednesday 17th, November 2021. I was coming back from Atlanta because I embarked on 3-month tour in Canada and United States. 35 minutes before we started descending into Lagos from Atlanta, I got a message from my caretaker. His words, Oga, I beg, forgive Oga Paul. He don't come apologize to Mama. So person is referring to Mama is my wife, Lola. When I saw it, I looked at it. I tried calling him, he wasn't picking. Of course, I was on a flight with Don Flex. I came down on a plane and I showed Flex the message. Flex like, wow. Even Flex said, Peter, free this thing. I said, till I get home. I'm talking about this was happening at about 6:30 in the evening on Wednesday, the 17th of November. So, when I got to the house, Paul's team were in my house. This is my house. My team have already assembled themselves in the house. I remember Paul's manager, Shehu, CP, no vex. Just free this thing. I said, guys, don't say anything. Where is my wife? He said she's not back. I said, let's wait for her to come back. I wanted to hear from her. My wife came back from work. She held me. I started crying. I said, what happened? She said, on that fateful day, being the 17th, which was that very day, that Paul came to the house at 4 a.m. in the morning. And she was scared. She doesn't even know what to, expect. She just told everybody to make sure they gather. Unfortunately, they have to record the situation. Just to make sure, because she was scared. Why would Paul come to the house like that kind of a time? The next thing that happened, she came down. Paul held on her legs and was saying, Lola, I'm tired, please, I'm tired. That was it. Like, that's what she told me. I said, did he tell you anything? He said, no. All Paul kept on saying was, he's tired. And I looked around. Everybody was like, I said, okay. Tell Paul to come. Lola said, no. Peter, Paul had made the first move. Peter, go and make the second move. I said, what do you want me to do? Go to Paul's house. Meet him and hug him. I said, okay. I wanted to take the front door because I know that we have a back door that linked the three of us. Me, Jude, and Paul. Of course, they're the one that locked me in. They said, no, I shouldn't follow the front door. That the back door, they've broken the whole padlock. I should take the back door. That's why when you guys see this, watch the video of our reunion, I had a drink. And I was the one walking up to Paul. I walked up to Paul and we hugged. While we were doing that, the video went viral. Few minutes after, unfortunately, Jude's wife called Jude and said, hey, Where are you? Jude said, he's jogging. He said, oh, your brothers have made up. What? Go online, check. He checked. That's why, watch this video, you see Jude with his sweaty green outfit when he enters the house. Now, that was the video. That was the first time I'm seeing Jude for nearly 5.5 years. That's the first time Lala is probably seeing Jude the same time. That very night, people that I heard, some people came to the house, almost having a full house. But of course, me, jet lag was still messing me up. And I needed to talk to my video director, who is supposed to send me a video that I'm releasing the next day, being 18th. I went to sleep. Woke up the next morning. By the time I woke up, I was coming out there and I now saw Paul's PA. Said that Paul came to find out if I'm awake, they wants to come to the house. I said, yeah. While I sat down upstairs, picked up my phone, I posted a new video titled, go and check it, I Love You, featuring Tenny, Simi, and Tema Braxton. That video was released on the 18th November. Quote me, 2021. Go and check it. I released that video. While Paul was coming to me, he said, how far now? I said, I did. Say, you just released new video? I said, yes, sir. So then the song where I want begin the push now after Paloma. I said, which video are you now releasing from your own album? Because he released album the same year with me. So no, he wants to focus on Psquare. I looked at him. I said, I don't get. So no, right now he wants to focus on Psquare. I said, bro, hope you're not getting me. I'm not part of this Psquare. I told him openly. So no, his PA now said, P, you see the vex. I said, no. We are back as brothers. Paul, we are back as brothers. Psquare, I am done. Maybe in future. Right now, I'm done. He was trying to say, oh, you're still angry, you know. I said, Paul, no. I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm not feeling bad. It's just I feel like, let's be back as brothers. We were brothers before this whole music thing came. Right now, the music thing is already bringing problem. Everybody, just if I release song, I advise you, post me. If you release, I post you. Maybe in future, but for now, because damn, I won't lie to you, my album was already doing well for me, you know. So that was it. Next thing, Jude now called. I said, me and Paul should come to his place. We went. That's when I insisted that we should make a video telling the fans to donate money for us, because the video have done something like that 2 weeks before then. I was kicking against it. I won't lie to you. Because how do we introduce ourselves? Because in my mind, there's no Psquare. Psquare is not existing, but we are back as brothers. Then, if you check that video, we finally did it. We didn't say, what's up, buddy? I'm Peter and I'm Paul. Together we are Psquare. It was, what's up, buddy? What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. P and I'm Wood Boy. That was the introduction we did when we did that video. That very night, I didn't have party in my house. I didn't invite nobody for any party or reunion party. Instead, in Paul's compound, there was speakers, DJ, everything, balloons at his poolside. That very night, my house was full, his house was full. If some of you think I was denying the fact that within that 24 hours, there was nothing like Psquare existing, watch this video. Hear Paul. Because if Psquare were actually back, there's no way Paul will make this kind of statement.
Peter, what I'm about to say, if you like feel bad about it, I don't give a fuck. You want to know what I'm about to say? Fuck Rude Boy, fuck Mr. P, bring back Psquare.
Now that will take you back to let you guys know that I never wanted Psquare. I never. All I wanted was for the brothers to come back as family. 3 months ago, see hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have in my account. Well, show me where you gave me 90 million. Then what came out of Paul's mouth was, Jude, you know, give me this 90 million, no wahala. I go tell Peter waiting day. Now, I'm sure most of you don't understand what that means. It means I will go and confess to Peter. Obviously, there is something going on. Despite I overheard these things, I guarantee you, I still played and I stayed calm. I believe if whatever that has happened after we broke up, it's understandable. But no, these things have been happening years, and I'm about to prove it to everyone right now. And so that was how Paul walked out from Jude, went to his bedroom, wore his slippers, washed his, because he was crying, washed his face, told his PA and his manager he should escort him. He wants to come to my house. He said, but Peter no day now, Peter die America. He said, no problem, Lola he want go meet. That's how Paul went to meet Lola. So, the whole reunion was because he has a fallout with Jude. Now, I'll come to that. We announced our world tour. We started touring. I discovered that the people handling my distribution as Mr. P are the same people handling Road Boy. I said, let's give them Psquare. Jude refused. Paul refused. This was Paul who bragged about these individuals. He doesn't even know that they're the ones that handle my own distribution. So, while that was going on, during our tour, I discovered that some people wanted to buy Psquare catalog. They walked up to me. I said, no problem, I'll discuss my brothers. They offered millions of dollars. They can buy it off for 10 years. After 10 years, return it back or buy it off for life. So me and Paul had a discussion in London, because me and Paul were touring. Remember, Jude was not with us. Came back. By then, when I walked up to Jude and Paul, I said, listen, how far? Some people want to buy Jude. Say, no problem. They have some people that are ready to even pay now. He now told me the amount. It was less. I said, no, these guys are offering more. All they want from us is to give them a back end. How much this thing generates every month, which I do not have. And I asked Jude. Jude said, it's not possible. I said, how? That these other people are better. I said, no problem. Whatever he gave the other people, give it to me. Let me give it to these people. Highest bidder. While that was going on, I kept on insisting. And I walked up to Paul. I said, why is that Jude doesn't want to give me this back end? He said, I don't know. But I don't know anything about this. That just the music I do. You know, Peter, I don't know about all these things. Really, Paul? No problem. I played ignorant. Then the same people called me. Paul's manager and my manager, who are now our manager, now said, do you need to throw it to other companies like Universal, Sony, to know highest bidder? I said, okay. They went and submit the whole proposal that Psquare wants to sell that catalog. Next thing, everyone demanded they wanted the back end. I persuaded Jude to give it to me. He now said it's going to take 3.5 months. I started feeling somehow. If I tell you to give me your statement of account, few minutes, even with your app, you bring it. He's telling me 3.5 months. So that's how long it will take. I still play ignorant. Waited for the 3.5 months. Walked up to him after 3.5 months. He kept on doing like this. I walked up to Paul. Paul, what is going on? Say, Peter, I don't know anything about this whole thing where they talk about. I persuaded. Jude now said, I should send him my email. He forwarded it. I looked at it. What he sent me was how many streams, but without how much it generates. I looked at it. I said, look, I just forwarded to the two managers. Now this is where it becomes interesting. Now the two managers sent this back ends out. Nobody got back. So imagine people that have offered huge amount of money on this same catalog. After going through the tampered back end, most of them came back with an unbelievable lower amount offer. For example, imagine someone offering to buy a product for 500 naira, and after seeing the back end of the product, they're now offering 10 naira. How? I went to Paul. Have you heard? See what's going on. In fact, one of them even said, bro, who sent this to you? I said, why? Whoever that sent this thing to you, or is it the distribution company, get them arrested. I said, it was my brother that sent it to me. I don't think your brother knows what has gone wrong. I became worried. And I said, okay, the best thing I can do is, we have a management company called Northside Entertainment. Director is Peter, Paul, and Jude. Jude owns 40, Peter and Paul own 30. Management company, what that means is that if you pay a Psquare 100 million, management takes 10%. Inside that 10%, Peter and Paul are managing themselves. Means the manager can even go with 4 million, Peter and Paul go 3 million. The same 90 million still remains for the artist. I said the best thing I can do, I contacted all the account officers of Northside Entertainment in different banks. Zenith, Echo, and FCMB. I contacted all of them. Unfortunately, I contacted them about Friday. It was 5:30. Banks are closed by then. I told them to send me a statement of account. All of them agreed. By Monday, I was calling all of them. None of them were picking my phone calls. I got one frustrated. I kept on calling him like this. And I said, Oga. I said, what's going on? He said that Jude laid an instruction. They should dare not send it to me. Tell me how do you guys expect me to feel? And I went to Paul. I said, Paul, I demanded for Psquare's management statement of account that me and you are saying the shareholder. But the information I got that Jude said they should dare not send it to me. Can you go? Let's go and meet Jude. Maybe Jude don't they use the account, they do other things, maybe that's why. I don't understand, Paul. Peter again, the music I do, I don't know anything about these things. I knew something was wrong. Jude can now pay only 5 million. I say why? That Jude was able to prove that since Psquare broke up, he only earns royalties, doesn't do anything. I said, which company? They say Northside. I said, Psquare money is different from Mr. P and Road, but when we break up. So you should use the same Northside since we're also on Northside for us. He said, how do I prove it? I said, me and Paul are also. I went upstairs and I brought CAC document of Northside Entertainment. The guy looked at it. He was on the phone. I said, can I see the statement of account that you say you use for Jude, which is our company? The mistake the guy did was to hand me over his phone and I opened it. It was Northside Music. I was right all this while. It was not Northside Entertainment. It was not Northside Inc. Now, if you insult me, the way they insult me, I guarantee you, say, even if they serve you and your friend food, put 2 meat, your friend just carry 2 meat chop, you go fight her. You know, say that 2 meat belongs to una. If I talk, they say they fight your brothers because of money. We'll get there. I took the phone, transferred the statement of account to my laptop, to my phone. Thank God it was iPhone, so I airdropped them and went upstairs. Because of what I saw. I'll pull up the account. Up. Look, guys, look at it. It's not side music. He said Northside Music. Paul denied he doesn't know. Fine. And Jude never told me anything about Northside Music. In fact, he actually denied it. Because he said to me, should people tell me about Northside Inc. And I mean get. I check. Everybody that paid money inside that account were all aggregators. And remember, the statement of account was between 2017 till 2023. From 2017 to 2023. That was what Jude presented to Lagos State government. So for that 2017 to 2023, aggregators are paid you nearly $1.2 million of our royalties. The question here, how did the aggregators left our company, Northside Entertainment, and start paying to Northside Music? Somebody should explain that to me. There's no way. Telling the company stop paying to Northside Entertainment, there should be a documentation that says Peter, Paul, and Jude agreed to stop paying to Northside Entertainment, start paying to Northside Music. Who signed on my behalf? This is the highest betrayal. Call it family matters. Families don't steal from their family. Families do not steal from their family. Family protect family. Now the question is, this crime, when did it start? Psquare broke up 2017, September. You gave Lagos State government statement of account. They started 2017, January. Does that mean that account have been diverting our money even before Psquare broke up? Go and check the letter I used in dismantling Psquare then. It was in September 2017. But you sent Lagos State statement of account of Northside Music that you're already paying royalties on, that I was never part of. Now the question is Paul involved? Now the question is Paul involved? Then the next thing I did was to involve a lawyer, and it was a fight. When I got a lawyer, I still gave it a chance. I approached Paul once again in his house. I said, Paul, priest said this you don't know about that. So what am I talking about? I said, better you come clean. Trust me. So what do I mean? Who do plus and minus? Whatever I don't take from me, no problem. We'll calculate them. Tell me how I'll get them. We'll sell our catalog, remove my money, give me. I don't want problem. Say to me, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He walked up. That shows that he doesn't know anything. The lawyer came. We prepared a petition. In that petition, he now made a petition against Paul and Jude. I said, no. Paul's not involved here. I said, remove Paul's name. He removed it. I said, remove Jude's name. See, they don't understand. I said, remove Jude's name. Focus on the company, Northside Music. So the petition was against Northside Music. That's why even in court, the case is about concerning Northside Music and federal government. When I wrote that petition, it took the law enforcement agency at least 6 months to investigate. I'm not sure if you guys remember after my open letter and the whole EFCC, when I talked about the EFCC, when I posted about it, how Jude came on live to say that he was shocked that I wrote petition against him and I still came to his house to play with his kids. That's how wicked I am. No, Jude. Point of correction. I took the company that you claim you have nothing, you know nothing about, you and Paul. I wrote petition against the company. I needed answers. So 6 months after the law enforcement agency finished their investigation, Jude was then invited to their office because they now discovered that, of course, that the company is actually owned by him. Not just him and his wife. Paul was invited for questioning. What the letter said, dear Mr. Paul, please, there's an ongoing investigation going on. Please, we need your help to help us fast track the investigation. That's what they call it. They sent for Paul. And they sent it for Paul to come on a different day. Unfortunately, he decided to go to EFCC with Jude at the same day. Of course, they took them to separate rooms. Apparently, they asked Paul, who owns Northside Entertainment? Paul said, it's owned by us, 3 of us. Correct. Paul, who owns Northside Inc.? Paul said, Jude. Mr. Paul, who now owns Northside Music?
I was that the kind of question he started asking himself. I wasn't comfortable with him. I said, what is this?
Oh, why are they asking this question? Blah, blah, blah. Paul now says he's affiliated to Jude. That was how Jude was arrested. I was thinking Paul will come to me and say, hey, guy, now I brought that to this. See. When Jude was detained, unfortunately, he was detained on his birthday. He got bail that night. So after like about 4 or 5 days or so, the head of I think the zonal head of the law enforcement agency decided to call for a meeting. I came for that meeting. Myself, 2 of my lawyers, and my manager. Paul and Jude came alone. No legal team. We sat down. While the man was trying to see if we can come to an agreement, Paul said something that was shocking. While they were trying to find out how, they told Jude, do you know you committed a crime? And Jude said, yes. In his own word. Quote me. Both Jude affidavit, both his statement, he admitted he diverted money. Psquare phone. I don't have water in my mouth. Only for Paul to say in EFCC, this is the biggest betrayal I've never received in my life. Paul told the EFCC, sir, Psquare. This is Psquare. Me and Peter are the face. Oh God. Paul, or maybe can someone explain to me how Jude is Psquare, or how Jude owns Psquare? Jude have never invested 1 naira in Psquare. There is no contract whatsoever that we had. And the only document that just goes around showing everybody is the MOU we all signed in 2016. The same document I said that was my financial freedom. The MOU stated a sharing formula. And guess what? It's renewable every year. So in 2016, 2017, it has expired. And even the 3 ways that we share were just based on family. After all, our first manager was on percentage. Second, our mom wasn't on anything. Of course, she's our mom. The real manager that we actually employed, Hawiti, was taking 10%. You came out of brotherly love. We're sharing 3 ways. All of a sudden, you own Psquare. Paul, how? Paul went to City FM, granted an interview. In that interview, never for once did he tell the world that petition was against Jude or maybe Northside Music. Paul said with his own mouth, watch this.
I was invited by the EFCC. I had a petition against me and my other brother. And I did not expect, I never thought it would come to this part. I thought it was just music thing. Then next thing, people are telling me, what did you do? Somebody say you're going to go to jail 20 years. They're going to lock you up. What did I do? Okay, I got there. Okay, what is it? They told me everything. They've already printed on my account statement, everything, put it on the table. I explained this. First of all, what entered my mind? What if I was a bad person? I'm even doing one dubious like a Yahoo boy. I saw this guy don't just finish me. But I took it. And then they started investigation. I was there. That was that the kind of question they started asking myself. I wasn't comfortable anymore. I said, what is this? Then, when I knew it was a bit kind of serious, was when I said, you have to get a shorty, you have to get the lawyer, you have to get this. I said, whoa. What? Look at Paul telling people that I wrote petition against him, Paul. He even said they told him to bring a shorty. Obviously, that means he was detained. I didn't respond to that. 2-3 weeks, the fans criticized me. In fact, I'm sure if they wanted to kill me, they would kill me. I did not respond. I was there for 2.5 weeks. After Paul granted that interview, never for one did he say that the petition was for Jude. He said that I wrote petition against him and our elder brother. That they told him to bring shorty. Obviously, that means they seized your passport. Let me tell you what Paul did. You went to grant interview. Everything that happened to Jude, you claim it was you that it happened to. Paul, what are you hiding? Paul, what are you hiding? Now, Paul still claimed that. Now, watch this part. He said that they cleared him, but they didn't come and apologize. 1 month ago, called me, they called him, they called other brother. Say, first of all, we have to say that after all investigation, Paul is innocent, first. And Paul is cleared. Everything you accuse him of, we've done an investigation now. After they told you everything, the truth came out that I was innocent. What would you do if you don't? What the next thing you do? I'm sorry.
Simple.
I didn't know.
Simple. So there was no I'm sorry from your brother?
Never.
Paul, you were never cleared. Because your name was not even there in the first place. You're not even a director. EFCC did their investigation and found out that the director of this Northside music was Jude and his wife. In fact, Jude's wife owns 800,000 shares. Jude owns 200. I laugh when they say, oh, the woman caused their wahala. That time we marry a Yoruba woman. My wife have never gotten involved in Psquare's affair. Let's assume it was Lola and I that owned that company. Lola owned 800,000. When I go crucify her. You think I'm lying? Look at it. Signed by the commissioner himself. CAC. Jude owns 200,000. Look at it. His wife owns 800,000 shares. The company that diverted Psquare millions of dollars. I don't want to mention the amount, but I'm going to say it before the end of this video. Stick around. Now, after Paul finished writing our interview, 2.5 weeks, I wrote an open letter and I spoke about the EFCC matter. When I put it out there, I challenged Paul if he can prove there was a petition against him. Paul now went live. Watch this. So let me start, like I said, let me start with the EFCC. Peter said he met me one time and he told me about diversion this, diversion that. Now let me clear something. If you open the petition Peter wrote, I guarantee you, in the front page, my name is not there. Wait. In front of the petition, your name is not there. If I write petition against you, Paul, the first name you will see is your name. Okay, no problem. Let's continue. If you open inside the petition, you will see. Wait. In front of the petition, your name is not there. Inside the petition, your name is not there. So who was the petition for Paul? Paul, who was the... Because even, you know why? Even if he mentioned that the petition was for Jude, the petition has Northside music. They have to include Jude. After they find out he was the owner of the company, him and his wife. And you tell me this is not a betrayal?